A Catholic parish here in the Albuquerque metro area has something that no other Catholic parish in this state has: a married priest. In fact, Father Jeff Whorton not only has a wife, he also has 5 children. And News 13's Kim Vias reports that's just fine with the church.
At St. Thomas Aquinas Church in Rio Rancho,
Lord, accept this saving sacrifice.
a first in New Mexico.
Grant this through Christ our Lord.
Father Jeff Whorton, a former Episcopal priest, is now a Catholic priest.
Why did you decide to move to the Catholic Church?
Well, I was an Episcopal priest for some time, and I began to kind of scratch my head. I began to wonder about, could it be true that the big bad Catholic Church actually was what she purported herself to be? That is, the church that Jesus Christ founded. And so that began my theological sort of journey there.
It's not all that unusual for people to change faiths.
Okay, big man, you ready?
But this part of it is.
Bonk your head.
Whorton is married with children. He didn't want this to stop him.
I think from an early age, God had given me a kind of vocation.
Archbishop Michael Sheehan says this practice is much more common in other states and countries.
What do you think this brings to the church, having priests like this?
I think it brings a great richness to the church, and of course, as married men, they have some insights, I think, into marriage counseling.
Father Whorton says overall parishioners have been very accepting, but because this is so unusual for the Catholic Church in New Mexico, some parishioners have had a tough time accepting it.
Take a turn.
Father doesn't have a wife. That's scandalous. Father doesn't have children. They see that this is some sort of a threat to the rule of celibacy.
All right, here you go.
Whorton actually believes that rule is a good one.
Forward.
I think I am living proof in the last year of my life as a priest of the goodness of the decisions made in the medieval church for the rule of celibacy, because it is extraordinarily difficult. The celibate priest has what the church has always called the undivided heart. My heart will always be divided.
Well, of course, they will have less time because of their obligations to their family, but they still are bearing great fruit.
Family obligations isn't the only issue. The church can't fully support Whorton's family, so he works part-time for the New Mexico National Guard. And in the next few months, he's leaving for Iraq.
I will be outside of the wire, outside of the forward operating base, going to say Mass for soldiers who haven't seen a priest in months.
And just like any other military man, he will leave a family behind.
I do feel like this is a sacrifice we make as a family, but there could be, rich, eternal rewards.
When he gets back, Father Whorton will once again stand before this altar at St. Thomas Aquinas Church and before the thousands of families who come here. He and his wife say it's a coming home in more ways than one.
Once the conscience becomes sort of convicted of things like that, then, you're sort of obliged to follow where it may lead. The worst financial decision I might have made ever, but the best spiritual decision, I would say.
Kim Vias, KRQE News 13.
Father Jeffrey Steenson, the former Episcopal Bishop of New Mexico, has also become a Catholic priest. He was ordained in March. He will spend the summer at Rio Rancho at St. Thomas Aquinas Parish up there. Then he is moving to Houston. Fascinating story. Very cool.